What's up, folks? How y'all doing today? Today I'm going to be talking more about what I started this channel for, right? So I started this channel so we could talk freely. And what I want to talk freely about is the stories in the Bible and how they pertain to the relationship that you are going to have with God or have it with other people. As y'all know, I am trying to help you guys create and maintain healthy and genuine relationships. And that means doing the 5 keys that I did in my other video. So y'all can go watch that video if you want. If not, I'm going to go a little bit into the third key, which is the bold truth, right? And so I want to talk about Abraham and his son Isaac. Now, as you all know, Abraham and Isaac, um, this was the Isaac was the son that Abraham had from Sarah, right? And so what I want to talk about is when God told Abraham, "Hey, I need you to." I'm sorry, guys. Y'all, I don't know if y'all noticed, like, y'all gonna see the light. The sun just started gleaming on me, and what that tells me is that God want me to talk about this with y'all, so y'all can have an understanding of where I'm coming from, right? And so the bold truth. And so in the Bible, we know about the story of Abraham and Sarah, and they had a child in old age, and that child was Isaac. And God asked Abraham to sacrifice Isaac. Like, I know you only have one son and you beloved him, even though he did have 2 sons. We're not gonna go into that right now. But I know that you have this one son and you love him. Sacrifice him to me. And because of the relationship that Abraham had with God, he was like, "Whatever you say, Lord." And I'm trying to get to that point. I'm not gonna lie. I'm trying to get to that point because in the end, God wants what's good for you, right? And so when he said that, he said, "Okay, bet. I'm finna grab my son, grab these 2 servants and a lamb, and we finna go, right?" And so it got to the point where he left the 2 servants with the lamb and grabbed Isaac, a knife, some wood, and was like, "All right, we finna go to the top of this thing," because God had showed him where to go. And so they get to the top, and Isaac like, "Wait, what you mean? We leaving the lamb? We need that, right? This is we sacrificing. Like, how are we going to sacrifice the God without anything to sacrifice?" And so Abraham lied to his son, which is a sin. It's a sin to break that trust that you have with your son. That's a relationship, that bold truth. You should have told him, "Hey, God asked me to sacrifice you, so I'm gonna sacrifice you." But instead he said, "Oh, don't worry about it. God's gonna provide when we get there," which in the end God did provide. But you God had to tell that make that truth for you. You were going to kill your son. You tied him up, you got the knife, and you was finna end him. But God stopped you because you had that relationship with him. Now, as you all know, God sacrificed his only begotten son, and that was for because he loved the world so much, right? And here's the thing that I think most people miss in that story, right? They talk about, oh, Abraham was finna sacrifice his son Isaac, but then God saved him. But I want to talk about the fact that he lied to his son, right? When Jesus came down here to sacrifice his life, he knew the entire time. That bold truth that we want in our relationship, God gave that to Jesus. He said, "Hey, I know what his will is. I know what he's going to do." Isaac did not have any choice, any truth in his relationship with Abraham, right? And as you tell later on in the Bible, there's a lot of mistrust, a lot of issues in the family of Abraham, right? A lot of sinning, a lot of stiff necked people. And I'm going to talk about that a little bit later. But it's because they didn't have a relationship that they had with each other, that they had with God. And that's the issue. God wants you to have a relationship with other people that you have with Him, where you can trust each other, that you can talk to each other, that you can love on each other, that you don't covet each other. His commandments are literally one. His main commandment was to love him and to put him above all other gods. But after that, it was all about your relationships with other people. That is what he wants you to focus on, your relationship with other people, where you don't lie to other people, that you don't covet what they want. And covet means to not want what they have, right? And so I want to talk about that in this episode. But to just make sure that y'all get where I'm coming from is that the relationship between Abraham and Isaac was broken from that moment on, because he lied to his son about what was going to happen up there. If he would have told him like, "Hey, I'm going to sacrifice you to God," I don't know if he would have been okay with it, but it would have been a better situation than you lying to him.